Meek Mill is currently on social media writing paragraphs and trying to expose Charlamagne the God after he's seen a clip on his timeline of Charlamagne the God discussing him on his podcast.
Yep.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I gotta interrupt it because Meek Mill back on his bitching shit, bro. He always go through a time where he just on some bitching and moaning shit because motherfuckers got opinions, bro. Like, everybody's entitled to their opinion. If dude don't like you, he don't like you.
When Drake went at Meek, Drake was a way bigger artist than Meek. So it was easier for those battles just to keep moving because there's nothing but upside. Nas, you win with Ether, right? Even though I think Takeover's a better song, but Nas, you win with Ether. So it's nothing but upside for you, right?
Yeah,
sadly, Pac and Biggie got,
the smaller guy always has the upside.
Meek never...
What are you saying?
I'm just saying. Like, Meek could have just kept doing music, but for some reason he didn't. Like, something was just off after the battle. You know what
I'm not gonna lie, he not lying though. So how the fuck Meek gonna be mad if dude, like, bro, Meek ain't been the same since bro violated. That's just the truth.
I mean, and he really, I mean, honestly, he didn't really recover. Yeah, it's strange.
Maybe he made a lot of money, though.
He kind of recovered when he got with Nicki, and then it fell off again.
No, they broke up right after that.
I know, but he was like having songs out and everything.
You know what it was with Meek, man? Meek's Achilles heel to me was actually Twitter.
Yeah, for sure.
And when Drake called him Twitter fingers, so what did he say? What was it? It was Twitter fingers,
yeah,
right?
Twitter fingers.
When he called them Twitter fingers,
trigger finger turned to Twitter fingers.
Trigger finger turned to Twitter fingers, and it's just like every time Meek tweets, even now
crazy,
to this day.
Word is born to this day, bro. He needs somebody to take over his social media because every time this motherfucker go on Twitter, bro, he looks suspect or he just look upset all the time.
It's crazy. It's pure entertainment.
And I Meek, you know what I'm saying? Like I think Meek does a lot for his community. You know, he's been a great, symbol for the city of Philly. I love what he does with reform, but I probably would have deleted my Twitter after Twitter fingers and just flooded the streets with nothing but music.
You're forgetting the Diddy stuff too.
Guys, we're insane to talk every week.
What?
We're insane to talk every week.
But we're podcasters.
Twitter, only Elon makes money. You know what I mean? Like,
call me a hater too, but I didn't think that the opinion that Meek Mill didn't bounce back from the Drake beef was controversial. I just thought we all just acknowledged that as a fact.
Nah, bro.
I mean, how can Meek...
That's how I feel. I feel like bro never bounced back. I feel like everybody's in agreement with this. Meek never been the same since Drake did that to him. So it's like whenever somebody come out and say the shit, he mad. Like nigga always crying.
Meek Mill argue with it. Before the Drake beef, Meek Mill was like a top 5 rapper, I guess, in hip hop. After the Drake beef, Meek Mill hasn't sold 100,000 cents. Like Meek Mill has fell off. He's washed. So I just thought Meek Mill knew that. I thought everybody knew that, but apparently this was news to Meek Mill, and he was very upset at Charlamagne the God for saying this publicly, even though we all think this. So Meek Mill took to, again, Twitter, the very same place Charlamagne the God and Andrew Schultz expressed is the reason why Meek Mill hasn't bounced back from this Drake beef. So Meek Mill took to Twitter to go at Charlamagne the God. Meek Mill needs a PR team badly, more than anybody to ever live. Meek Mill, in his response to Charlamagne the God, made an unbelievably stupid mistake as well. So Meek Mill, in response to Charlamagne the God saying that Meek Mill never bounced back, he reposted a video of Charlamagne the God talking about watching the R. Kelly tapes. Now, Charlamagne, the quote of Charlamagne the God is kind of out of context because Charlamagne the God did call it evil, what R. Kelly did, but he also said what R. Kelly did was incredible in terms of when R. Kelly came, pissed, then came again.
Hold on. Now, what does this got to do with the fact that Meek Mill got cooked by Drake and it just ain't been the same? Like, that's how you know, bro. Like, you can't even really have an opinion nowadays, bro. You feel me? You can't even express your opinion nowadays because then a motherfucker gonna start pulling shit up like this and start trying to accuse you of agreeing with pedophilia, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, and Meek supposed to be a gangster.
From my perspective, there's no excuse. There's nothing incredible about what R. Kelly did. R. Kelly is a monster. But Charlamagne the God said this. Meek Mill, while trying to, I guess, critique and shame Charlamagne the God for saying that, Meek Mill would also admit to watching child porn. So Meek Mill says, these the media personalities y'all put in front of us to listen to. In jail, we really used to torture perverts like this. I seen the R. Kelly tapes. I thought it was trifling. A grown man was peeing on a little girl and could register that at the age of like, you know what, right? The girl was really, really, really young. But why?
Fuck do Meek be talking
You seen
about?
the tapes? But you knew beforehand because you knew beforehand the girl was young. You knew beforehand the girl on the R. Kelly tape was young. And you said you seen the tapes while critiquing somebody for being a pervert. So you are admitting to watching child porn while also critiquing somebody who also watched child porn.
Yo, this shit crazy.
Just stupid, bruh. But it didn't stop here. Meek Mill then took to Instagram to write this paragraph, responding back to Charlamagne the God, saying he didn't bounce back after the Drake beef, which, again, I didn't think was controversial. Meek Mill goes, so I want to make this a main post.
We not about to read all this shit, bro. Real rap. Like, nigga don't want to read all that. Look, bro, at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to their opinion when it comes to rappers and entertainers, bro. You under the public eye at all times, bro. Under public scrutiny all the time. So when a podcaster or a motherfucking radio personnel comes out and voices their opinion about what you got going on musically after a fucking rap battle that you lost, you can't be fucking mad, bro. You can't be mad. You can't be out here just looking for shit to be mad about, bro. Get in that studio, get busy, like, the fuck, like, motherfucker can't even have an opinion nowadays, bro. Like, everybody feel this way. Anybody who fuck with rap music, they know the same treatment that Drake getting right now is the same treatment that you was getting, you feel me? The same way Drake got cooked, the same way you got cooked.
I like the real propaganda that's taking place in the hip-hop community. I need everyone to leave a comment if you see what's happening. What propaganda is there against Meek Mill? Oh my... Yo, I've never met anybody more delusional than Meek, bruh. Meek, the man said he rock with you. He F with you. He said, yo, Meek Mill got a song, Dreams of Nightmare. It's an anthem, it's legendary. But Meek Mill ain't bounced back since the Drake. What propaganda is, why are you crying about this?
Exactly, bro, like.
Other people, like academics, have said worse about you, Meek. You don't want to make an enemy with somebody who's an ally of you. I don't think y'all understand how life works. You don't make enemies of people who are neutral. Make enemies of your enemies, not of people who are neutral.
You don't make enemies of people who you gonna eventually need at some point, bro.
This is just like pure critique. He says, I need everyone to leave a comment if you see what's happening now and how they're trying to downgrade artist brands from feeding a family. Let's go through it. The white hit also boosted what? The white hit also boosted the rumor on his major platform with no evidence. Do not go on these platforms only. What? Meek Mill don't speak English, bro. Meek, what? Do not go on these platforms only us. Can y'all see my brand back heating up now? This, please. Okay. So Meek Mill says, since the Drake beef, I dropped Tap 3 platinums, Peta double platinum, Blue Notes 1 and 2 platinum, Uptown Vibes with Legend from Brooklyn, Fab platinum, What's Free featuring Jay-Z, Meek Mill I think is platinum, F on Me featuring Cardi B platinum, Scarface with Rick Ross, gold independent money, Respect the Game platinum, 24/7 double platinum, Dangerous platinum. Meek Mill is naming songs from that particular era, I believe. Because even like you naming like Dangerous, like that's from like that particular era, right? I know the last Meek Mill hit that I can remember is a song with Friday. And that feels like one of Meek Mill's only hits in the last 5 years.
I'm gonna keep it real. I can't say off the head right now a Meek Mill hit, except for like, hold up, wait a minute. That's all I can really. That's off the top. Or Welcome to My House Party. type shit. Other than that, I can't really, off the top, nah, not right now.
So Meek says, I don't collect plaques, LOL. Championship album, like double plaque. Yeah, but the championship album dropped, I think, immediately after the beef. So that explains it, right?
Yeah.
But if we're looking at Meek Mill career and the trajectory it was on before the Drake beef, Meek fell off.
He did.
Now, Meek Mill had some cool records. The song of Friday, I think, is amazing. But Meek Mill was an artist selling 200,000 copies first week, and Meek was looked at as one of the top 5 guys in hip-hop. So Meek says,
this is facts.
I dropped
This is
Expensive
facts.
Pain Gold, and it wasn't marketed correctly, leaving labels. Cybertruck 5 a.m. in Philly, how far we came. He actually switched up on Drake because he helped power the Meek was done narrative was done. Huh? He actually switched up on Drake because he helped power the Meek was done narrative was done. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, yo. Meek don't speak English, bro. Now he's using the same against Drake. Drake, good with me and Jay-Z. Keep me out this weak-ass ish. I had a meeting with A16s, found a lot of new tech deals and activations just from playing around tweeting. I forgot Proud of Me. Is almost platinum. 1942 flows platinum. Bro, all right, bro.
He ain't even
so
have to
Meek,
do all this.
bro, again, Meek continues to list songs that are platinum. And then he goes, we got to keep a close eye on this cat. I feel like he in the closet. What does Charlamagne God's well, he's not a homosexual, but what does the sexuality have to do with anything? We got to keep a close eye on this cat. I feel like he in the closet. Gay man that hates successful black men unless he's doing business with them, but I could be wrong. Oh, and I'm powering help pop like 10 artists off on the East. No cash gain for charity. Okay, yeah, bro. I'm done reading whatever hieroglyphics Meek is writing. Now, Charlamagne God responded back to Meek Mill, going off on him, and here's what he had to say.
I feel like he's in the closet gay man that hates successful black men unless he's doing business with them, but they promoted I'm gay, and I'm helping pop like 10 artists off on the East Coast, no cash for gain for charity. I'm really the one, but it's some real propaganda on my brand, and I want it investigated.
Dropping the clues bombs for Meek Mill. I never said he didn't drop any music. I said if I was Meek, I would have deleted my Twitter and just kept dropping music. I would only talk through the music because every single time Meek posts, the internet turns it into a joke. Y'all was just laughing at him last week because he posted about being on LinkedIn.
Yeah, they were.
I said on Brilliant, the propaganda. I didn't say propaganda, but I said the way they act with Meek is strange, and I agree with Meek. The propaganda against Meek is strange, and it started with that battle. And at least on social media, the narrative around him hasn't recovered.
It started with the battle. The sad thing about Meek is he gets busy, he gets nice, he puts out great music. He's an inspiration to a lot of these artists. G Herbo said he's the reason why he even wanted to get into music. But sadly, because of everything that's been going on with social media after that beef, he's been the butt of a lot of people's jokes.
Regardless of what he does, and he does some great things. We always give Meek credit for the great things.
And it doesn't matter
regardless
what
of what he drops too, because there has been music that I feel like people didn't like. Remember the Heathens? Like there was a lot of things that he dropped.
Championships, wins and losses. Even though that was almost 10 years ago, those were great projects. I do agree with Meek. The propaganda against him is strange.
It's horrible.
And it started with that battle, at least on social media, right? And the narrative around him on social media is what I mean when I say he hasn't fully recovered, right? Because he's done some amazing stuff.
He sells out arenas. He sells out. He does a lot of dope ish. But like you said, the propaganda around him is taking what he's done and what he's built and tries to make a mockery of it. So
every time he posts,
if you're Meek, you understand why he would be upset. Like absolutely positively, they done made this man gay.
You see what I mean when I say you make a mistake when you go at people who aren't your enemy. See, Charlamagne God just gave an example. Yo, I was like praising Meek and giving Meek props this day and this day and this day. I was advocating for Meek. Now Meek is going off on me. Now, again, you think Charlamagne may not have said it right now, but you think Charlamagne God will be more prone to defend Meek after what Meek just did, after what Meek just shared? No, he won't. No. Now Meek just turned somebody who's neutral
into an enemy,
who was advocating for you one day, critiquing you the next day. He just turned that person into now a full-fledged, full-time enemy who was probably a part-time op, who was probably part-time critiquing you or making fun of you part-time. Now, guess what? Every time your name come up, they got something negative to say.
It's a fact, bro. Meek Mill overly emotional, bro. He need a PR. He needs somebody that could control his social medias, my nigga. Like, you can't be mad at a radio personnel for critiquing your craft. This is what you do professionally. There's gonna be people who critique you every day. Some people's jobs are to critique you, bro. Some people make their living off critiquing artists. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Stephen A. Smith, when it comes to LeBron James, you know what I'm saying? He gets paid to critique basketball, you feel me? Whether it's good or bad, bro. This the shit that come with it, bro. This what you signed up for. Fuck is you crying for?
Right, they got something negative to say. And that's not smart. You don't turn half-time or part-time enemies into full-time enemies. You either just ignore them or you play cool. Now, I don't play them close, but you play cool or ignore them. The worst thing you want to do is in this game, in this media, is to turn somebody into an enemy, especially somebody who gives his opinion as often as Charlamagne the God, like who got a platform to where he's giving opinions, he's critiquing. He got a platform that he's seen every day.
That's exactly what I said.
So he's seen every day. Making that person your enemy is gonna end bad for you as a rapper.
But yeah, man, like, honestly, like I've been saying throughout the whole video, bro, you can't be mad at someone for voicing their opinion when that's their fucking job, bro. You can't be mad at it. You gotta take it for what it's worth. You know what I'm saying? Go in the lab, tweak your craft. You know what I'm saying? Put out more music and keep it pushing, bro. See, the problem with Meek is, bro, he feel like he bigger than the program now. You feel me? He start rocking with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? He on Learjets, and you know what I'm saying? He's doing shit for the prison reform and whatnot. And he just feel like he bigger than the program. So he feel like nobody could speak on his name, and it just don't work like that in the profession that you in, my boy. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be people like me, people like Flacco, people like Charlamagne that's gonna critique you about what you got going on, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have tough skin, and you already know that because you're a rapper. You feel me? You came into this shit having that understanding that some people gonna like you, some people not. Some people gonna fuck with what you got going on, some people not, bro. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is. You feel me? But going on the net and trying to embarrass this man, you feel me? Putting his name next to shit that R. Kelly was doing, bro, you don't do that, bro. That's petty, bro, and it's not called for. So I don't agree with how Meek Mill reacted. You feel me? And that's just how I feel. I mean, but y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. You think bro tweaked out? You think he overly went on Charlamagne? You think that was cool? Like, let me know. Tell me something. You heard? Till next time.